What's up, everyone? This is Richard, aka Ramvox, and I'm sitting here with Kevin, Mr. Buried on Mars. How's it going, Kev?
Super fantastic.
And we'd like to welcome you to a special exclusive episode of Retro Fandango. And it feels pretty good to be back behind the mic so soon, doesn't it?
Soon. I could have done this like 2 weeks ago. I'm so raring to go.
Yeah, any reason for us to record something, but we do it because it's fun. Otherwise, we wouldn't do it. And joining us in the fun once again, fresh off his appearance on episode 2, let's welcome J-Rock the Game Rocker. J-Rock, welcome back to the Fandango.
Ghostbusters! Hey boys, thanks for having me. This is awesome.
It's awesome to have you back. And if you're like us and you can't get enough J-Rock, you can check him out on YouTube at J-Rock Space Game Rocker, and also follow him on Twitter at J-Rock Game Rocker. No spaces in there. Do I have that right, J-Rock?
You have it absolutely perfect.
Fantastic. Now, the reason we're recording this bonus exclusive episode is because in episode 2 of Retro Fandango, our Game & Watch segment was the film Ghostbusters, and it wasn't such a big coincidence as both Kevin and J-Rock are huge Ghostbuster fans. And am I right in saying that? Would you really consider yourselves hardcore Ghostbuster fans?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I love the movies. It's my favorite franchise, so I would say but hardcore means like to me like you collect everything and all that, and I don't really collect everything. I just know a lot about Ghostbusters.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Sorry, go
I'm
ahead,
a huge
J-Rock.
fan. It's been a huge influence on my life. Being an '80s kid, Ghostbusters as well as like Ninja Turtles were two of my favorite things, franchises. And I have all my stuff from when I was a kid. My mom never threw anything out, so that was good.
Oh, you're
and
lucky.
I pick up a few things here and there, but I don't go crazy collecting.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I have stuff from when I was a kid that you could, and actually I made a video about it that you can go see on my channel, Buried on Mars at YouTube. Go check that out.
Nice.
Check out
And
my-
by the time
my
you're
Ghostbusters
listening to
story.
this, I did as well.
Oh, nobody
Oh.
cares about your opinion.
Yeah. Which one's better? You decide.
Well, I'm glad you guys are off to a bickering start, because that's kind of the spirit of what we're doing right now. We thought it would be fun to do a little Ghostbuster trivia with these two, and we wanted to do it right.
You gotta add trivia to the end now.
Yeah. So,
Sorry about that.
no
Yeah,
problem.
Do
Well,
the
we did.
Ghostbusters and add trivia. Go.
Say, what?
Say
Is this for editing?
Ghostbusters trivia!
No. It's still the same voice.
Ghostbusters trivia!
There you go.
There we go. Okay, so we wanted to do this trivia segment right. We didn't want to have to cram it into the discussion during the main podcast, and to be honest, it wouldn't have really worked too well anyway, because we would have discussed the film and then moved into the trivia segment, so there would have been a good chance that we touched on a lot of the trivia during the discussion, which would have killed the suspense for the actual trivia segment. So actually, to break the fourth wall for just a moment, we are recording this in advance. We're about 2 weeks before the actual recording of episode 2, so if you ever hear us snickering about past events in episode 2, we're just messing around. So that's why we're here. Are you guys excited for this trivia game?
Stoked. Ready.
Oh, yes.
Psyched.
I could
Okay.
barely sleep.
Well, it's because you had, 3 hours sleep?
Yep.
Excellent.
I had to keep my mind alert.
It's all right. Advantage Mars.
Well,
I had
that's
plenty of
what I
sleep.
wanted to get into. I really want to hear some trash talk while we're doing this trivia. I mean, this is a competition, so I want you to exploit each other's weaknesses and really rub each other's faces in the ectoplasm.
Listen up, brother. You don't know nothing about Ghostbusters unless you got a tattoo on your arm, brother. And you met Ernie Hudson, brother, dude.
Did you meet Ernie Hudson?
I did.
Did he give you any of the answers to this test?
No. I got a picture with him, though. It should be on my Twitter there.
All right, then you guys ready? Let's get into the rules of this.
Yeah.
I've only met Dan Aykroyd myself.
Okay, that's a little better. I would have rather
Yeah.
met Dan Aykroyd.
You know, the guy who wrote the movie. That's
Yeah.
that's the only guy I know.
This is getting good. You guys are already at each other's throats.
I mean, don't get me wrong, Ernie Hudson. he's okay, but
All right, well, let's get into the basics of the rules here. This game is going to feel pretty similar to the game show Jeopardy, which I'm hoping you are both familiar with.
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, so there's going to be 2 rounds, and each round is made up of 25 questions, which are divided into 5 different categories, so 5 questions for each category. Now, we're not going to do the whole put your answer in the form of a question thing, because that's just annoying, so forget about that part.
Okay, but I might do that anyways. 'Cause,
You can do it if you like.
Show
Yeah.
off.
When I listen to the Narc podcast, sometimes I answer in the form of a question, and I don't have to.
And also because you're not connected and you don't have a microphone.
Yeah, exactly. Myself.
Okay, so each question in round 1 is going to be worth 1 point, and each question in round 2, 2 points, although there is going to be an exception that I'll get to in just a moment. The game is going to begin with a coin flip, and I think it's only fair that the guest make the call. So
Okay.
in a moment we'll do that. The winner of the coin flip will gain control of the board and choose the first category, and then I will read the question.
Ooh.
The players will be able to buzz in at any time, and I'm glad you mentioned the Narc podcast, because we are going to borrow a page from their book, and I do need you guys to shout out your name or something in order to buzz in. So please choose something that sounds completely different from what the other guy chooses. You can go Mars, J-Rock, whatever you like.
I'll just probably say rock, I guess.
Rock, okay.
I'll go Mars then.
Okay, Mars and Rock. Let's do a little practice right there. Here's a sample question that's not actually in the test. What actor plays Peter Venkman?
Mars.
Rock.
Okay, I heard Mars. So there we go. That'll work out just
Bill
fine.
Murray points for me.
You're not going to find any questions
God.
like that
His
on this
brother
trivia
is Brian Doyle Murray. He was in Caddyshack with Bill Murray. Come on, let's go. I'm ready for this.
Uh-oh. It
Yeah.
just got real.
Yeah.
quiz. There you go.
It just got real, Ghostbusters.
Okay, so when you buzz in, you will have the chance to answer the question. There's no real set time limit on these, but if you're taking too long, I'm just going to tell you to stop. And then I'm going to pass the option to answer to the other player. So if you get it, you get the points, and then you get to choose the next category. If you miss, then the next player gets a chance. If both of you miss, the original player gets control of the board again. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay.
And who's keeping score?
I will keep score. Don't worry about it. I want this to be as spontaneous and wild as possible, so you guys just worry about answering trivia questions.
Gotcha.
Okay. And the game will obviously go until all the questions have been answered.
Alrighty.
Okay. Now, I did mention that there is an option for different points, or rather more points, in the form of co-op questions. So what's going to happen is hidden on the board are co-op questions. These questions are a bit more obscure than the regular trivia questions and worth double the points of a normal trivia question. So in round 1, a co-op question will be worth 2 points, and in round 2, they'll be worth 4 points. A player who happens on one of these questions has the option to go co-op, which means you will work with the other player in order to answer the question. Now, doing this results in 2 different things. One, if you both work together and you get the answer correct, you share the points. So 50-50.
Okay.
But the other thing that happens is the player who chooses to go co-op will also forfeit control of the board to the other player. So assuming Mars calls in and chooses to go co-op, they answer the question together, then J-Rock will take control the next turn.
Alright.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. Now, in the event that you cannot answer the question in co-op, the control of the board will still transfer to the opposing player. In that case, we said J-Rock would still get control of the board.
Good.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, I said that there is an option to do co-op. You can, if you want to, forfeit that in order to try to gain all the points for yourself. Now, if you do miss the question, however, just like a regular trivia question, it'll be passed over to the other player, and he will have the chance to try to get the question and get all the points for himself.
Okay.
And still, if you do not opt for co-op, oh man, I wrote this down. Why am I not reading it? It's on the paper right in front of me. So if you opt out of the co-op and you go to answer it yourself, the question is still going to be passed to the next player, and because there is no co-op involved, the board will still go to whoever answers the question, or to the original player if nobody answers it.
Okay.
I'm glad you guys are with me, because this is sounding extremely complicated right now.
It does.
I am following.
Okay,
But
don't
I am
worry.
following,
It's like a tutorial in a game. It's actually easier when you're in the middle of it than what you're listening to right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Last thing I'll mention is when you're doing a co-op question, there will be no time limit. You guys will have as much time as you need to talk about it, just because that's probably a bit more interesting for our listeners.
Okay.
Do we
So I
get
can
to-
ask Kevin how his day is.
To a degree, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Do we hear the question before we decide to go co-op?
No, that's the other thing I was going to mention. When you do stumble upon a co-op question, I'll let you know that it is one, and you have to choose before listening to the question.
All right.
And if you do choose to go for the co-op question on your own, I will give you a time limit of 30 seconds.
Okay.
Okay. That's
Okay.
about it for the rules. Are you guys ready to do this?
Ready.
All right.
See, it works better. You got to put the trivia on the end.
All right. Now, before we do the coin flip, there is one other thing I'd like to surprise you with. You will be competing for a prize.
Whoa.
Yeah, to mark this historic moment, I have prepared a prize. The winner of the Retro Fandango Ghostbusters Trivia Showdown, which is what I decided to call it, will receive a fully licensed, one-of-a-kind, commemorative keychain, which has been made using the latest in shrinky-dink technology.
Wow. What
So-
kind of keychain is it?
Well, it bears the standard logo of the Ghostbusters, but across the red bar has been written in Retro Fandango.
Really?
Yes.
That's
and
a collector's
wow.
piece.
Well, yeah, and
Yeah.
before you doubt the quality of this commemorative piece, please know that I spent a good 10 to 15 minutes making this thing.
Wow.
It's
Yeah.
a custom.
Yeah. So,
Craftsmanship.
so please be as brutal as possible, because this fabulous prize can only go to one of you.
Oh, I want that pin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It's a
thought you were
keychain.
I thought you were going to say a fully licensed nuclear accelerator.
yeah, that's what I thought.
That
I
would be
like,
something.
Yeah.
I'll work on that. We'll do it. We'll
You-
do
I
a
mean, you're in-
Ghostbusters 2 trivia.
You're in Japan. They just have those lying around, don't they?
Oh, I saw 3 of them today.
Oh, that's too soon. Too soon.
All right.
I don't
Well,
think they're fully licensed anymore.
Oh.
Oh.
all right. Well, let's get into this. Let me get the coin ready. For your reference, I will be flipping a 50-cent piece from Singapore.
Okay.
And I have no idea how this came into my possession. J-Rock, you are the guest.
Does it even have a head or a tail on it? Like
It
what's on
has some pretty flowers on one side. It says 50 cents, and there is a big number 50. And on the back, which I'm assuming, what I am considering the back, there is it looks like some sort of a crest with lions, and
Okay. I call it crest. I call it
it
crest.
was printed minted in 1987.
Hmm.
Yeah. So you call crest, J-Rock.
Yeah.
Okay, here it goes. And it is flowers. Mars
All right.
will get control of the board first. Now,
Let's do
I am
this.
going to read off the categories. There are 5 for round 1.
Mm-hmm.
And your categories are Lewis Tully, quotes, food, gear and equipment, toys and games. And for your referencing, I will send you this list right now. So if you take a look inside your little text box, you will see those 5 categories.
Okay, yeah, I got the categories. So I was just reading P1's so confused statement.
Yeah, for anyone who might be confused by that, we do have a few eavesdroppers on this call.
Yeah.
Although
Sorry.
they have been forced into silence, so...
Yeah,
There's a-
and they better
Yeah.
stay that way.
They're like monks, except with no discipline.
The funny thing is, too, we chose to do this as an extra because we thought they might be in with the call, with the podcast, and we thought, well, it's going to be boring for them to sit there and just listen to us do some trivia, and
That's
here they
very
are
true.
eavesdropping on her.
That's very true. J-Rock, do you have the list of categories?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Kevin, you do have control of the board, and it's all
Okay.
yours. Please choose the first category.
Okay, I'm going to go with quotes.
Quotes. Please tell me who said this. You are a poor scientist, Dr. Venkman.
Oh. Who is Dean Yeager? Is that not right?
I am waiting for somebody to buzz in.
Oh, Mars.
There you are.
Oh,
No.
could've
You get
stolen it.
control
Could've
of the
stolen it.
board, but you
Oh, I
still
see,
have
okay.
to buzz in.
We got the basics down. Who is Dean Yeager?
Who is Dean Yeager? That is correct. That is correct.
Oh, good one there, Mars. I knew it was the dean. I didn't know his name though. I couldn't remember.
Dean Yeager. I think it's only mentioned once in the
It is.
in the
At the
in the
beginning.
actual.
And it's kind of like a throwaway. It's like, hey, it's Dean Yeager.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
he has a nice hairpiece.
He does. I thought it was a comb over. I guess it is.
It's something else. I don't know what it is.
That might be a future question, though. We shouldn't talk about
You
it.
never know. Yeah, you don't want to dig too deep because something might come out of there. All right, Kev, it's your call. Next category.
Okay, I'll stick with quotes.
Quotes. Remember to buzz in this time, okay?
I got it.
What were Vigo the Carpathian's last words before his head died?
Rock.
J-Rock.
Death is but a window. Something. I'll be back.
That is not acceptable. I'm sorry. Kevin, your chance to steal.
I think it's. Do I have to chime in, or can I just answer?
You can answer.
I think it's death is but a window, time is but a door. I will be back.
I'm sorry. You guys are so close. The actual quote is, "Death is but a door, time is but a window, I'll be back."
It was. We had the parts.
Yeah,
You had the
dyslexia.
parts. You had the parts.
We could
I'm
have
sorry.
co-opted that if it was a co-op.
Oh yeah, we would have still got it wrong though.
Oh, but J-Rock would have control of the board if he did that.
Right.
Hmm.
I still have control. Okay,
You do. No points for
Okay.
that one. Next question, please.
I'm gonna go with Lewis Tully.
Lewis Tully. Why was Lewis throwing a party in Ghostbusters 1?
Rock.
J-Rock.
It was his anniversary of his accounting practice for all of his clients.
I will accept that. That is absolutely correct. I did have the exact year, if you want to throw that in.
Like 82.
I'm sorry, not number of years being an accountant.
Oh, so it is.
This is all bonus stuff, so don't
Fifth
worry.
year?
It's not for points. It was the fourth year. Fourth
Oh,
year.
that was my first guess, and
So close.
overshot.
Always trust your first instinct, J-Rock. Okay, J-Rock, you do have control of the board.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Lewis Tully because I like him. Good
Okay.
character.
Whose coats does Lewis throw on top of the terror dog?
Mars.
Okay, Kevin.
I think it's Jane and Ed.
That is incorrect.
J-Rock,
your chance to steal.
They have a business in receivership.
Right, yeah.
I just can't think of their name.
I got that part too.
Love the impression. The answer was Ted and Annette Fleming.
Yeah,
Ted and Annette. How can you miss Ted and Annette?
Ted and Ed.
Oh, because they're off with Dean Yeager now. Wherever he is.
Okay, J-Rock, you still have control of the board.
Okay, I'll go with another Lewis Tully.
What fairy tale did Lewis tell Oscar while babysitting?
Mars.
Okay, Kevin.
Was it Goldilocks?
That is incorrect.
Wow, that is a tough one. Wow, it's amazing what I don't know. Off the top of my head.
Yeah, there's not going to be any, who was originally supposed to play Lewis Tully kind of questions in this trivia game.
Yeah.
Nothing too obvious. I'm going to call time on that. The answer is Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Ah, right. I knew it was something. He was given like financial advice.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Well, his version
Oh,
of
yeah.
a fairy tale. J-Rock, still your call.
Okay, we'll go with another one because I got to redeem myself here. Another Lewis Tully.
Another Lewis Tully. How long does it take Lewis to do his exercise routine?
Rock.
J-Rock.
I do a 10-minute workout, but I play it back at half speed, so I get it done in 5.
That is incorrect.
Oh.
Mars, I think it's a 20-minute workout, and he does it in 10 minutes?
That is correct. You have
Yeah.
Man.
He tapes 20-minute workout, plays it back at half speed. Kevin, you have control of the board.
Okay, I am going to go where we haven't gone yet. I'm going to go to gears and equipment.
Gears and equipment. In Ghostbusters 1, how many of the Ghostbusters can be seen wearing ecto-goggles?
Rock.
Mars.
1.
Delay.
That is incorrect.
Oh.
Okay, I'm going to say 2.
I'm sorry, that is also incorrect. The answer is 3. Ray, Peter, and Egon all wear the ecto-goggles. You mostly see Ray wearing them, but in the ghost-busting montage after their business takes off, you do see Peter
the
and
montage.
Egon at least once wearing the ecto-goggles, which leads me to
Right.
believe that they only had one pair of that prop
Kept
lying
swapping.
around.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Wow, you got some tough questions here, man.
Well, I was
Yeah, this is good
expecting
stuff.
some hardcore Ghostbusters fans
Oh.
for this.
No, we're just getting warmed up. By the way, I do have 2 points. Just want to...
You're
Yeah,
not supposed to be
I have
keeping track.
I am.
Okay, Kevin, I believe it's still your call.
Okay, let's go with gear and equipment again.
What does PKE stand for?
Mars.
Rock.
Kevin?
Psychic kinetic energy. 3 points.
I'm sorry, please repeat that answer.
Psychic kinetic energy.
That is incorrect.
What?
Rock.
J-Rock.
Psychokinetic energy.
Psychokinetic energy is the answer.
Yeah, steel.
Psycho?
J-Rock for the steel.
Psycho.
Ghostbusters!
Well, there is an age difference in our contestants today, I believe. Perhaps one's ears are a bit sharper.
Yeah.
I thought we were supposed to be doing the trash talking, not the host.
Just filling
Thanks
in
for
the
the
gaps.
compliment,
Just filling
Mr.
in the
Rock.
gaps.
Is it really psycho? I gotta look that
It
up.
is Psycho. J-Rock, you have control of the board.
I'll go with quotes.
Who said, "You have a weak electrochemical bond"?
Rock.
J-Rock.
Egon.
That is Egon. I think you can just tell from the
They are
phrasing.
yelling at the slime, I believe,
That
right?
is absolutely correct.
Oh, right.
And yeah, he pulls out all the stops and just lets it have it.
J-Rock, you have control of the board.
Food.
Egon is seen eating 3 times in the first film. What does he eat?
Mars.
Go ahead, Kev.
Twinkie. It's a do I have to say the name of the candy bar?
No. You do not need to say the name of the candy bar.
Okay, candy bar, Twinkie, and Chinese food.
That is incorrect.
Oh.
J-Rock, you have the chance.
Okay. I will answer some questions. Rock. Does popcorn?
I'm sorry, that is not correct. The correct answer is Chinese food, which was their banquet after establishing
the
their
last
business.
of the petty cash.
The last of the petty cash. A box of Cheez-Its when they are interviewing Dana Barrett at her first arrival at the headquarters. He and Ray are sharing a box of Cheez-Its. And the last is the Twinkie.
Right.
Okay.
So he doesn't eat that candy bar.
He does
right?
not eat the
No, it
candy
doesn't
bar.
show him eating it.
No, he does. He is.
yeah.
It is given to him, but you do not see him eat it.
Which was a complete. That was an ad lib by Bill Murray, which is awesome.
Well, there are a ton of ad libs in this movie.
Yeah.
With all the excitement of the Twinkie, I forgot who initially chose that category. Was that you, J-Rock?
Yes, it was.
Okay, then it's your call again.
Let's go for more food.
How many times is the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man referenced before his appearance at the end of the film?
Mars.
Rock.
Kevin?
Twice. Do I have to say when?
I'll give you the point, and then if you can say when, I'll just congratulate you.
The marshmallows on Dana Barrett's counter
Yes.
when the eggs are exploding, and on the side of a building when the containment unit explodes.
Absolutely correct.
Boom.
Good job.
Yeah. I should get a half a point for that.
It's magic.
So
Yeah.
I do not believe in half points. I find them annoying, and they're very difficult to add up, so no half points.
Quarter point?
No. Kevin, is your call. Next category, please.
Okay, let's go with toys and games.
Over the course of the two films, Louis Tully references 2 board games and 1 video game. What are they?
Rock.
J-Rock.
So he mentions 2 board games. One of them is Parcheesi, and then I believe the video game is Space Invaders, and another board game.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect already. I have to cut you off there.
Okay.
Kevin?
Yeah, it's Parcheesi, Boggle, and Super Mario Brothers.
That is correct.
Oh, yeah.
Kevin, you have control.
Let's go with toys and games again.
How many arcade machines can be seen in the Ghostbusters headquarters?
Mars.
Kevin,
3.
would you like to clarify? I'll give you the point.
Oh, I have to say what games they are?
Oh, no, not what games, because I do believe they are unrecognizable. But if you want to clarify anything else on it. No?
Well, there were 3 arcade cabinets in the back.
Yeah, all I was saying
And
is there were 2 arcade cabinets and 1
Oh,
pinball
and a pinball.
machine. Yes.
Okay, sorry.
But 3
Okay.
in total. You're okay.
Okay.
And you have control. Next category.
All right. Let's stick with toys and games.
Who is Dr. Elissa Selwyn?
Oh, Mars.
Go ahead.
She is the character in Ghostbusters, the video game, played by Alyssa Milano.
Exactly. Curator
Awesome.
of the Museum of Natural History's World of Gozer exhibit. And spoilers, descendant of, well, I won't spoil it for anyone who hasn't played it.
Yeah.
But you are correct. You have the point. Next category, please.
Okay, let's switch it up. Let's go back to quotes.
Who said, "Then why you are came"?
Rock?
Go J-Rock.
Was it Janosch?
That is correct. Dr. Janos Poha. It's all in the phrasing.
Hello, Dana. I was in the neighborhood. Thought me stopping by.
Excellent. J-Rock. Next category, please.
I'll go with gear and equipment.
In Ghostbusters 2, Egon refers to what piece of ghost-busting equipment by name for the first time?
Rock.
J-Rock.
Is it the Geiger-meter?
That is incorrect.
Oh.
Mars, I guess the PKE meter.
That is also incorrect. You know what, J-Rock, I am going to give you 1 point for that because what you said is correct. I should have clarified the question a little bit better. The answer is proton packs. The term proton pack was never used in the first film. It's only halfway through the second way that he does say proton pack. But the one that you mentioned, that was introduced there, so I will give you a point for that.
Wait, whoa.
Eat that, Kevin.
Oh, that's
Trash talk.
I don't know about that one.
Roadhouse.
Okay.
I think that should have been just thrown out.
No, I could not ignore that. He did. Someone would have called me out on it. Someone would have trolled that. Go ahead, J-Rock.
I'll go with quotes again.
This is a co-op question. J-Rock, would you like to go co-op, or would you like to answer this on your own?
I'm going to answer it on my own.
Answer it on your own. So if J-Rock does miss this, Kevin, you will have an opportunity to tackle it and go for the full amount of points.
Okay.
Okay, J-Rock, finish the quote. Then, during the third reconciliation of the last of the McKettrick supplicants, they chose a new form for him, that of a giant slore.
Many something and Zools knew what it was like to roast in the pit of the slore that day, I can tell you.
You are very close, but this is a quote, so I do need exact phrasing.
Yes, you do.
I'm going to say buzz. No, you did not get that. So Kevin, you have the opportunity.
I am going to do just as well as J-Rock on that. Many of the beasts of Slore knew what it was like to roast in the depths of hell that day, I could tell you.
J-Rock was much closer.
Yeah!
Unfortunately, no points. For a quote, I do need exact phrasing.
I forget the one creature that he's talking about.
Yeah, it is an obscure one. It is, many shoves and zools knew what it was to be roasted in the depths of the slore that day, I can tell you.
Shoves and Zools. That's what we should have named the podcast.
You fight both. I think you fight both a slore in the game.
There
right?
is a slore. I know the slore is in the game.
Which is cool that they brought that out, because you actually get to see what a slore is.
And he is a giant slore. No points awarded for that. J-Rock, you still have control of the board.
I'll go with food. I've been pretty lucky with food so far.
What food do Janine and Lewis give Oscar to help him sleep?
Mars.
Go ahead, Kev.
French bread pizza.
Absolutely correct.
Yeah.
Good one, Mars. Good one.
Yeah.
Kevin, you have control.
Let's go with quotes.
Quotes. I'm sorry. Quotes is finished. That was the last one of quotes. You now have Lewis Tully, food, gear and equipment, toys and games.
Okay, let's go with toys and games.
What was Egon's only childhood toy?
Rocks.
J-Rock.
Oh, come on.
I had half a Slinky, but then I straightened it.
That is correct. I will give you that because you actually made a mistake that I made as well. I believe his exact phrasing is part of a Slinky, but I will give you that. All right, let's get into it. J-Rock, you have control.
Toys and games.
What company produced the real Ghostbusters toy line?
Kevin? Mars. Kenner.
That is correct. 1 point for you. And that is the last question in the toys and games category, so scratch that one off your list.
Okay. So
you now have Lewis Tully, food, gears and equipment, and that's all.
Okay, let's go with gear and equipment.
In Ghostbusters 2, what is the name of the device Egon uses to scan the road where Oscar's baby carriage stopped? Go ahead, Kevin.
Mars. Geiger meter.
Thank you. It is the Geiger meter.
Oh, you stole my answer, Kevin.
I was so worried when that came up because I thought you were going to go to this question next, and it was just going to be a slapping contest who could get it first.
Oh, it is on.
Well, thank you for the assist, Jay.
Yeah, thanks, man. No, I knew that already.
You're very well.
You're down to
$2 yet?
Nope, not even close.
You're down to Lewis Tully, food, gear, and equipment.
Let's go with Lewis Tully.
Deleted scenes from Ghostbusters 2 show a subplot in which Lewis attempts to do what in the Ghostbusters headquarters?
Mars.
Kevin?
I believe it's Catch Slimer.
That is correct.
Yeah. I read the book.
Oh.
That is the last.
Oh, I read the book.
That is the last Lewis
it.
Tully question. You now have food and gear and equipment.
Let's go with gear and equipment.
After purchasing, whoa. Pardon me.
Is this a co-op?
This is a co-op question. Would you like to go co-op?
No way.
Come on,
I'm going for it. I'm going for it.
You're going for it.
Yeah.
After purchasing the car that would become the Ecto-1, Ray lists off a number of repairs that the car will need. Name at least 7.
At least 7?
Whoa.
Hardcore Ghostbusters trivia.
It's pretty much everything.
Okay, wait a minute. J-Rock, what are your thoughts on the number 7?
What about the number 7?
Is that a ridiculously high number of things to
I
list?
think it is. I think maybe 3 is good. I think you could half that.
No, I can't give you 3. I'll give you 5. Name 5.
You going there, Kevin?
Okay, I'm thinking. Okay, there was shocks.
I am giving you a 30-second time limit on this.
Oh, damn. Well, 5 and 30 seconds. Okay. Shocks, brakes, brake pads, starter, tires, wheels, steering wheel, radio. Needed proton packs in the back so they could catch ghosts. Paint job. I was too busy looking at Bill Murray after looking at his reaction. How much? 4,800.
Okay, I'm calling. But
something. I don't know. I can't.
I'm calling time on that. J-Rock, the question is yours.
Okay, I'm gonna just name off some stuff. Suspension, drive shaft, engine. What else is there? Yeah, brakes, and one more. That was 4, right? So one more.
Well, one more, but you've only got 2.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna get it.
The correct answer is suspension work, shocks, brakes, brake pads, lining, steering box, transmission, rear end, new rings, mufflers, and a little wiring.
Yeah.
You were getting close. You guys both said suspension, and I believe
Yeah.
shocks, brakes, brake pads were all in there. You just didn't get enough of them. Okay, we're down to the last category, which is food. There are 2 questions remaining, so I'm just going to read off these 2, and you guys buzz in.
Go for it.
What 2 name brand beverages can be seen on the top
Rock.
shelf of... Go ahead, J-Rock.
Coke and Budweiser?
That is incorrect.
Oh.
I'll read the question in full. What 2 name brand beverages can be seen on the top shelf of Dana Barrett's refrigerator? Kevin?
There was definitely a Coke can, and I think it was something that was only in the States. I don't think we got it in Canada. Was it Tab?
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Coke, and forgive me if I'm mispronouncing this, Perrier
water?
Perrier.
You actually eat this stuff?
You know, I
Don't-
was originally going to ask, what food does he pull out of the refrigerator first?
It was, he looks in the casserole dish.
Was it leftover Chinese?
No, the first thing he picks up is a pack of salami. And then he starts peeking around. He opens up the casserole dish. Yeah. Okay, last question in the food category and last question of round 1. What food served at Lewis's party cost him only $14.12 after tax?
Mars.
Kevin.
Oh.
Nova Scotia crab.
Incorrect.
Rock. I got the brie, and he also got the it's shrimp, but I got it on wholesale, so it was really good. Just made good business sense. I wrote it off as a business expense, and it just makes good sense. Something like that.
I wish I could give you a point for impersonating Rick Moranis, because you're doing a really good job.
Oh, hey Dana, I thought you were coming. I just thought you were the vitamin guy. Just waiting him.
Quit sucking up.
Yeah, no points. The correct
Yeah,
answer
no point.
is smoked salmon from Nova Scotia. Smoked salmon. And that is the end of round 1. If
How
I
bad am I
tally
doing,
the
Mr. Box?
scores right now, Kevin, you have 10 points. J-Rock, you have 6 points.
Oh, more than I thought.
So how are you guys feeling right about now? Still so confident?
I'm enjoying my domination. Yeah.
I bet you are.
You guys ready to
I
go
need to
again?
redeem myself here.
Well,
Yeah.
just keep thinking about the prize. That keychain.
Keychain. All
Could
right.
have
I'm
your
ready.
name.
Custom
Could have your
key.
key on it. Okay, it's time for round 2. I am sending you guys the list of categories right now, and I will read them off. We have supporting cast, obscure numbers, ghosts and gods, franchise, meaning the entire Ghostbusters franchise, outside of the main films, and Winston Zedmore. Which I'm reeling. I just made a very, very big mistake sending you that. Anyway.
Why? What does that mean?
It means this is the first time I've done this trivia, and I'm making a lot of mistakes.
But I don't understand. What mistake?
Let's get back into it. Kevin, I believe you had control of the board before both of you missed the last 2 questions.
Mm.
So, Kevin, go ahead. Pick your category.
Okay, I'm going to go with Winston Zedmore. Why wouldn't I?
Okay. Whose style does Winston like?
Mars.
Go ahead, Kev.
Jesus.
Jesus. He loves Jesus style. Kevin, you were the first to answer, and that is worth 2 points. Remember, the questions in round 2 are worth double.
Right on.
So jumping to a big lead. Let's see. Go ahead, Kev. Next category.
I'm going to stick with Winston.
My pen just fell apart. Pardon me while I get a new score marking device.
I don't
Mars.
remember that in the movie.
Ramvox.
That is correct.
Yeah, all right. 2 points.
Here we go. Spell Winston's last name.
Rock.
J-Rock.
It was actually... Oh, man.
Cedemore.
That is correct.
Yeah.
But
All
what's
from
his-
memory.
Wasn't it spelled both ways though?
That's how I picked this up, because in the end credits of the first film, they did misspell it, and
Right.
they put only one D, but on his name tag on his uniform, it is spelled correctly with the double D, and in the following films and all other references to him, it is always double D.
I pick franchise, Rambox.
This category is going to be a little bit tricky, because it's beyond the films here. Which reoccurring character from the real Ghostbusters cartoon show did not appear in the Extreme Ghostbusters cartoon show?
Rock.
Go ahead.
Louis Tully?
You are correct.
Right.
He only appeared in the last two, I believe, seasons of the real Ghostbusters, but they never even referenced him in the Extreme Ghostbusters.
And they had that reunion episode where they're all washed up and old.
J-Rock, it is your turn.
Okay. I'll continue with franchise.
What comic book publisher currently holds the rights to the Ghostbusters property?
Mars.
Kevin?
IDW.
IDW Publishing, that is correct. Kevin, you have control of the board.
Going back to my man Winston.
What is Winston's salary in the first film?
Mars, 7.5 a year.
That is incorrect. J-Rock, your chance to steal.
Is it 8.5 a year?
That is also incorrect. You guys are low-balling him here.
11.5?
11,500.
Right.
Kevin, I believe you're still in control.
Sticking with my man Winston.
What animal is Winston afraid of?
Mars,
Rock.
Kevin,
snakes.
that is incorrect.
Is it dogs?
That is also incorrect. This comes from Ghostbusters 2 when they are walking down the
tunnel?
subway tunnel. You can hear the rats scratching in the
Ah.
walls. You guys shut up about the rats already? Kevin, you're still in control.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to stick with Winston.
Winston, you have found a co-op question. Would you like to go co-op or go for the entire 4 points yourself?
Let's
Going
go
for the
co-op.
whole- No way, 4 points. I want them.
Okay, your question is, in Ghostbusters 1 and Ghostbusters 2 combined, how many times does Winston fire his proton pack? See, this is one of those situations where our listeners would really benefit from having two experienced Ghostbusters fans talking it out and discussing little details. It would be so interesting for them.
Yeah, it's co-op.
Yeah, but I
This
but
could
I
be
have the
co-op.
answer. But I have the answer.
You have the answer.
What do I need
Why is it
J-Rock
taking so
for?
long?
Because I want to make sure I got it right. I believe he fires it.
I hear typing there.
Nope, not me.
Not me.
Keyboard's not even here.
Go ahead, Kev.
I believe he fires it once in the first movie to cross the streams, and then he fires it at the giant Jello mold covering the museum, and then he gets a slime blower. So I'm going to say, see how I discussed that out loud to make it entertaining?
Thank you.
I'm going to say twice.
That is incorrect.
Ah.
J-Rock, you have the opportunity to go
Okay,
for 4 points.
I'm gonna try to work this out here. Okay, so yeah, he's not in the hotel, so we can avoid that whole first part of the movie.
Very good.
So they don't show anything in the montages of them actually blasting anything, so we can skip that. And okay, so he once at the end of the movie where they're going up against Gozer, twice because of Stay Puft. So twice in the first movie, and in the second movie at the slime, and he wasn't in the courtroom scene, so because he's just an employee, remember? So he didn't get charged. And I'm gonna say a second time, but I can't remember. At Vigo, I don't know. So 4 times total.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect.
I even gave you the answer because he has a slime blower at that point, so it's 3. I missed the marshmallow one.
Was it 3? I overshot?
That is incorrect also. I'll give you guys a chance to talk this out a little bit if you wish, or I can just reveal the answer. You're not going to get any points for it.
I want to talk about this now.
Yeah.
He'll,
Go for it.
The only
I'll give you a hint. I'll give you a hint.
Okay.
Kevin, you
Go.
were correct on Ghostbusters 2.
Okay, so he only fires it once in Ghostbusters 2. He fires
Okay.
it. Okay, that's right. He does fire it. He fires it at Zool. Remember when Go Get Her, Ray? He shoots it at Zool.
Yeah.
Then he shoots it at the Marshmallow Man. And then he shoots it. So it's 3 times in the original Ghostbusters and once in Ghostbusters 2. So it would be 4 times, wouldn't it?
That is incorrect.
Huh.
Here's how it
Okay,
actually
let's hear
happened.
it.
They approach Gozer as Gozer appears from the portal. They fire at Gozer once. Everybody fires.
Right.
Gozer jumps up into the air and lands on the opposite edge of the building.
Aim for the flat top.
Aim for the
Yeah.
flat top. They fire, again, everybody, a second time, and they
Oh.
believe, falsely, that they have disintegrated Gozer. That's
Vaporized.
2 shots so far. Vaporized,
Much
thank
to their
you.
chagrin.
It was
Stay
Miller
Puft
time.
appears. They fire once on Stay Puft.
Right.
Finally, they all cross the streams. That is 4 times in the first film, and then the 1 time against the slime wall in the 5th film.
Oh, I was one off. If I just maybe talked it out some more. Okay.
That was the last Winston Zedmore question. You now
Mars
have... I'm sorry?
Mars is in control.
That's
Mars is
right.
in control. You have franchise, Ghosts and Gods, obscure numbers, and supporting cast.
Obscure numbers frightens me. Let's go with supporting cast.
What is Janine's last name?
Rock.
Mars.
J-Rock.
Janine Melnitz.
Melnitz is correct. You've got
Gotta be on a
yourself
delay.
2 points.
I'll
Okay,
go
J-Rock,
with,
next.
I'll go with supporting cast again.
What is the nickname of the judge in Ghostbusters 2?
Oh.
Mars.
Kevin?
I think it's the Hammer.
That is correct. They call
Yeah.
him
Good one.
the Hammer. 2 points for you, Kevin.
Okay.
Okay, Kevin, you have control.
Supporting cast.
Who is Ivo Shandor?
Rock.
Mars.
J-Rock?
He's the head of the Gozer worshippers who started the religion.
That is correct.
Mars. No way.
That is
I
correct.
thought he was the architect. of the
That is
building.
also correct.
That is also
He is 2 different things. He is the architect who designed Dana's building and the leader of the Gozer cult, so I would have accepted either of those. So, J-Rock, you do get the points.
Decent.
Boo.
Boo words.
Should have got them both.
J-Rock?
Just because it scares Mars, it also scares me, but obscure numbers.
How many children were at the birthday party at the beginning of Ghostbusters 2?
Rock.
J-Rock?
I'm just going to throw 8 out there.
That is incorrect.
They were all ungrateful yuppie larvae.
The mother...
He-Man!
They do ask the mother how
Yeah.
many there are, and she does say it. It is a line in the film.
Yeah. 12.
So close. 14. 14. J-Rock, you still have control.
Okay, I'll go with Ghosts and Gods.
At what point did the green ghost from the Sedgwick Hotel officially become known as Slimer?
Rock.
J-Rock.
He became known as Slimer in the Real Ghostbusters series.
That is correct. In the real Ghostbusters cartoon, they officially called him Slimer. And in the films, he is always just... Oh, no. In the second film, they do acknowledge him as Slimer. So, J-Rock, go ahead.
Okay, I'll go with Ghosts and Gods again.
How many Stay Puft Marshmallow Man suits were created for the first film?
Mars.
Go ahead, Kevin.
I'm gonna guess 2.
Incorrect.
I will guess 4.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is 3. You were
Oh,
so
I
close.
should've
I
went
could,
up. Oh.
I could hear 3 coming out of your mouth, and then you sucked it back in.
Oh,
3
yeah.
suits were created. They cost $20,000 apiece, and all
wow.
3 were destroyed in filming. J-Rock, you still have control.
Okay, we'll go with supporting cast.
Where is Dr. Janos Poha from? Janos? I don't know if I'm saying his name right.
Janos.
Janos. Johnny.
Something.
I will give you the option to... Well, I will clarify the question if you're both struggling. Where does he say he is from?
Oh, Rock.
J-Rock.
Oh, Mars. Ah, damn. Come on.
He's from.
Screw it up, Jinx.
Peter Venkman asks him where he is
Don't
originally
give him.
from.
Don't help him.
Yes,
don't
he's
help
from,
him. I have the answer.
I know he's in the right area. He's thinking of the same
No,
part
I
of the
have
film.
the answer. Don't let it.
it-
Time's up.
Upper
Time's
East
up.
Side.
That is incorrect.
Upper West Side.
Upper West Side.
Oh,
Upper West
so
Side. The Upper
Snagged
West
again.
Side.
Who's snagging the stuff here now, Mars?
Well,
Kevin, you have control now.
Thanks
Yeah,
for reminding him.
When you said where he was from, I was thinking like it was some made up place in Europe, right? Like they
Well, I
didn't
believe
actually.
that's what his character was. It was just some
Yeah.
fictional dialect and everything. But
Right.
yeah, the joke was the Upper West Side.
Upper West Side. Let's go with franchise.
What popular rap artist did a remix of the Ray Parker Jr. Ghostbusters song?
Mars.
Kevin.
No, you said rap artist. It's actually a group called Run DMC.
Yeah, I said rap artist. I was toying around with putting group in there, but you are correct. Run DMC did do the remix.
Yes, they did.
Let's take that one out there. Kevin, you are in control.
Are we done with Winston? Is there more Winston?
Winston has been finished. You have franchise, ghosts and gods, obscure numbers, and supporting cast.
Let's go with franchise again.
Franchise. What 1986 Ghostbusters game? Again, this is obscure. What 1986 Ghostbusters game has the Ghostbusters facing off against not only ghosts, but vampires, extraterrestrials, and time travelers?
Mars.
Go ahead, Kev.
Is it the real Ghostbusters arcade game?
That is incorrect.
Rock.
Go ahead, J-Rock.
Is it the new Ghostbusters 2 PAL game?
No, I'm sorry, that is incorrect. The answer is Ghostbusters role-playing game, a frightfully cheerful role-playing game. This was a pen and paper game.
Oh.
And apparently it won some sort of award, I believe, for best rules in a role-playing game. And I tried to look into it. It actually looks pretty fun. I've never tried any of those
video
things.
game.
No, that's why I said Ghostbusters game,
Yeah.
not video game. I was trying to be as specific as possible. I'm sorry, no points there. Next category, please.
Okay, let's go with supporting cast.
Supporting cast. You have found another co-op question.
Come on, be my friend.
Okay, let's do it together.
Okay. Co-op
Okay.
question. If you get it, you share the points, and J-Rock will get control of the board.
Okay.
If you don't get it, J-Rock still gets control of the board. What two supporting actors from Ghostbusters 2 also appear together in the 1992 comedy Wayne's World?
Two actors in Ghostbusters 2 are also in Wayne's World.
Yes, I'll accept
yes.
I'll accept the real actor's name. I'll accept their character names as long as you
Okay,
can
well,
tell me who they are.
I know
One of them, the mayor's assistant, is he plays almost the same role in Wayne's World, right?
Yes, that is correct.
Are we doing this together?
You're together. You guys can talk about this as long as you like.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Colonel Clink. That's what he's called in another. Is that a Wayne's World joke? Yeah.
Yeah. Another
Who else is it?
Ghostbusters 2 is also in Wayne's World.
Oh, Bill Murray's brother is in.
Brian Doyle Murray, you're right, yeah.
Yeah.
Congratulations, you are correct. You
Noah's
each gained
Arcade.
2 points for that question. Yeah, Brian Doyle Murray, Bill Murray's real-life brother, who played the psychiatric doctor in Ghostbusters 2, was also Noah Vanderhoff in Wayne's World, and Kurt Fuller, who played the mayor's assistant Jack Hardermeyer, also played Russell Finley, and yes, they were pretty much the exact same character.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That was the last question in supporting cast. J-Rock, you have control of the board. You have
See, we can work together.
Yeah.
There is obscure numbers, ghosts and gods, and franchise remaining.
Okay, I'll go with franchise again.
You have found another co-op question.
Okay, let's do it together then.
Okay, let's do this.
Now this one is a special question I picked out just for you guys.
Oh, okay. I'm
just
intrigued.
to test exactly how big of a Ghostbusters fan you are.
Uh-oh.
What are the primary uniform requirements for the Ontario Ghostbusters?
Oh God, I
Oh,
have
those
no
guys
clue.
are cool. I've met them on several occasions.
I have no clue.
Have you happened across their website?
Briefly,
Yeah, I think there's. I think I work with one of them. One of them's in the building that I work at.
Oh, if only we had a phone a friend option here.
yeah.
Oh, he's
we-
not a friend. He's just a guy who works in the building.
Not one of those Ghostbusters nerds. I wouldn't
No,
consider him a friend.
and it's funny too because one of my coworkers. It was Halloween, and I guess he was walking around in his Ghostbusters uniform. And one of my coworkers was like, "Oh, I know a guy. He's really into Ghostbusters. You're gonna want to meet him." So I see him, and he's like, "Hey, look, he's wearing a Ghostbusters uniform." I'm like, "Yeah, great. Nice to meet you. Nice uniform. This isn't awkward." I'm not into that the dressing up stuff and that. Not that there's anything wrong with it or anything.
Not
It's
that there's
just-
anything wrong with that.
No, it's fine. That's
Okay,
fine.
I think I might have some answers.
Okay, well, you know what? This question is probably the most obscure of the bunch. So first let me hear your answer, and then I'll give you a few options here.
Okay, so this is the complete costume, right? Like,
Well,
Is it counting
listen
gear?
again. Listen again. What are the primary uniform requirements? There is the basic requirements, and then there are additional things that you could add on if you choose. But if you want to hang out with the Ontario Ghostbusters, you do need these primary things. And I'll give you one hint. There are 4 things.
okay, obviously the jumpsuit,
Yes.
belt,
Yes.
boots,
Yes.
and armbands, like knee pads and stuff like that.
Clarify.
Elbow
would-
pads.
Elbow pads is correct. Khaki or navy blue flight suit with appropriate Ghostbusters 1 or Ghostbusters 2 patch and name patch, the character's name or your own. A khaki or black pistol belt, elbow pads, and black military boots or other high-top black leather boots. You are correct. You guys get 2 points apiece.
Oh,
I did
wow.
all the work.
Yeah, you did.
That's
Thanks.
the co-op.
What the hell? I
That's
should have
the
just kept
co-op.
it for myself.
Kevin,
Yeah, I got
you have it. We were
Ah.
down to obscure numbers and ghosts and gods.
Okay, let's go with Ghosts and Gods.
What popular children's entertainer is rumored to have been offered the role of Gozer?
Oh, I just heard this the other day.
Mars.
Go ahead, Kevin.
Pee Wee Herman.
That is correct. Paul Rubens, Pee Wee Herman as Gozer. That would have been interesting. All right, Kevin, go ahead.
Ghosts and Gods.
What are the proper names of the Keymaster and the Gatekeeper?
Rock.
J-Rock?
Vince Clortho and Zool.
That is absolutely correct. Vince, Clortho, and Zool.
Vince.
2 points. Vinz, V-I-N-Z.
Yeah.
Even with the
Okay.
spelling.
Do we have any more Ghosts and Gods left?
You have 1 remaining for Ghosts
Okay,
and Gods.
I knew it was going to be obscure numbers all at the end. So Ghosts and Gods it is.
You have found the last co-op question.
I'm going to take this one.
Boo.
Yeah.
Okay,
Didn't work
J-Rock.
out for me last time there, Kevin.
Boo.
Combining Ghostbusters 1 and Ghostbusters 2, how many ghosts are seen being pulled into ghost traps?
Okay, and I'm gonna talk this one out then.
You have 30 seconds.
Okay, so first one is Slimer. You know what? Can we do this co-op? I think we could do some good talk here. Can I change my
Oh,
answer?
that is against the rules. You were
Oh, that
supposed
is
to
against the
decide
rules.
that before
Oh.
I read the question.
Darn. Okay, so Slimer.
Tell you what, I will allow you to go for a co-op on this if you sacrifice 1 point.
I will sacrifice a point because I don't think I'll be able to get all the answers myself.
Okay, so if you guys do this together and you succeed, Kevin will get 2 points. J-Rock, you will only get 1 point.
Better than none.
Okay, go ahead. Co-op. Combining Ghostbusters 1 and Ghostbusters 2, how many ghosts are seen being pulled into ghost traps?
Okay, so Kevin, they're in the montage. They don't show any ghosts being caught, right? Or do they?
No.
They do once.
I think it's only Slimer and the two brothers in Ghostbusters 2.
Oh, the jogger. In the montage.
Jogger, right? Yeah, see, the montage is a tricky thing. So that's 4.
The Scoleri brothers in the second one.
Yeah,
I don't know if
already
that
counted
counts
them.
as 2. Okay, sorry. I was
That should
thinking.
count as 2. Yeah, so that's 4. Total 4. So then after the montage, we got the slime tub. We got the. Yeah, they don't go out on another call. It's just movie.
Yeah.
They're down in the. They didn't even bring the proton packs into the slime river.
Now that I'm thinking about it, like it doesn't show that many ghosts being caught. You know,
Yeah, I think it's
just like Winston firing off his proton pack. It's not that many times. You don't realize,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, that's
I
an
think
amazing
it's-
thing about the film. Without giving anything away, there really are only 2 proton pack scenes in each film.
yeah, saved on special effects, I guess.
Well,
Yeah, I think 4 is the answer.
J-Rock,
I-
are you ready?
I can't think of anything else. Yeah, I can't think of anything else. I think it's 4.
Congratulations. Kevin, you have earned 2 points. J-Rock, you get 1 point.
Nice.
4 is the answer.
See,
You got them.
we work
Slimer,
together.
the Scoleri
Yeah.
brothers, and the Jogger. Excellent. That completes Ghosts and Gods. You are left with obscure numbers, so I will just read them straight down the list, and you guys buzz in when you're ready to answer.
All right.
Give one of the Ghostbusters phone numbers.
Oh boy.
Mars.
Go ahead, Kevin.
JL55555.
That is incorrect.
Is it KL5 5555?
That is also incorrect. You are going for the one that was written on the Ecto 1A in the second film, which was JL5 2020.
Oh.
And in the first film, during their promotional television promo ad, it was 555-2368. Okay, next obscure numbers question. How many shocks does Peter Venkman give the male student before the student quits the experiment at the beginning of Ghostbusters 1?
Rock.
J-Rock.
3 times?
3 times is correct.
Nice. Couple of wavy lines.
Couple of wavy lines. I won't give you a point, but can you tell me on which shock the gum fell out of his mouth?
The last one.
No, it was the second one.
Oh.
The second one. Yeah, the last one he explodes and he says,
You can keep your
$5.
I will.
Perfect. All right, 2 left. In what year was Oscar born?
Mars.
Go ahead.
1989.
1989 is correct. The film took
Yeah.
place in 1989, just before New Year's, and they mentioned that Oscar is only about 8 months old, so he must have been
Right.
born in early 1989. Okay, here we are at the last question of round 2. Who determines the fee for trapping the green ghost at the Sedgwick
Mars.
Hotel?
Rock.
Mars.
Oh.
Go ahead,
Mars.
Kevin.
Egon.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Peter Venkman does all the talking in the scene, but if you watch closely, you can see he's reading off of hand signals from Egon, who actually decides.
Something I never saw until I got to see the movie for the first time in widescreen.
Yeah,
on,
you know, you never
Yeah,
get
you
to see
mentioned that in your
Egon.
video.
I did mention that in my video that you can check out at Buried on Mars YouTube.
Yeah.
Go check that out. Yeah,
Plugging that
Ghostbusters
for you.
collection. Yeah.
All right, that brings us to the end of round 2. How you guys feeling? What do you think the score is going to look like?
Oh, I think Kevin dominated me here.
Yeah, I think I
you've been
dominated
keeping track, Kevin.
I have. You are way far behind, my friend.
Thank you.
Okay, well, let me do a quick tally here. J-Rock, we have you at a total of 26 points.
Okay.
Kevin, I have you at a total of 32 points.
Oh.
Yeah.
quite the difference.
That's not that
Yeah.
much. Come on.
Oh,
It's
that's a
not
lot.
that much.
That's a lot,
Oh.
man. Oh, come on.
Well,
You know what? It just doesn't matter. It's just more than what you have.
yeah, it doesn't matter because I failed to mention that we have one final question.
Ooh. Where we get to better amount? I shouldn't get too ahead of you, sorry.
Well, this is one final question that the two of you will be given the opportunity to think about and answer at your own pace. The question is worth 10 points. And it is a whoever gets it or gets closest to it without going over kind of an answer.
Price is Right.
Okay.
Yes, so I will ask a question, and you will each have as much time as you need to think about it, to talk about it out loud if you wish, and then I will ask you for your final answer. Whoever gets closest to it or without going over will receive 10 points. If you both end up on the same number, you both receive 10 points, and the question is moot because you'll still have one person far ahead of the other. Okay, your final question is, in Ghostbusters 1, the Ghostbusters can be seen smoking a number of times throughout the film. Combining all Ghostbusters, how many cigarettes were smoked?
Ooh, that's a tough one there, Vox.
Man.
Definitely worth 10 points, I guess.
Worth 10 points. Go ahead, think through the film. I'm sure that there are a number of them that you can picture in your head. Just think about each scene individually, which character smoked, and how many times you can see them with a cigarette in their mouth.
Okay.
Think about the first film, every time you see a Ghostbuster smoking.
This is plenty of time to pull up Google, but I am not doing that.
Oh, believe me, I tried looking for the easy answer, but I had to sit there with the film and go scene by scene to get the proper answer.
Oh, wow.
It will not come up. This is the ultimate Ghostbusters trivia question. It does not exist on the internet.
Wow. You actually made a question. That's impressive.
The majority of these were all just from watching the films and picking out details.
Yeah, I know these
Knowing.
questions are great. Like,
I'm
that's
glad
really
you guys
making
are
me
enjoying
think.
it, because I was worried that either it would be too easy or it would be too difficult and you guys would just be having a horrible time. So I'm glad it's somewhere in the middle where you guys are able to answer a good number of them but also get stumped and hopefully learn something in the process.
But I can't think of this number, Kevin. I'm gonna guess. I'm just gonna make a guess and say 20 cigarettes.
Okay, I'll mark you down for 20.
okay. I think J-Rock way overshot. So I might just do the Price is Right thing and say 1. But I'm gonna give you my thinking. I think there was only 4 times, because I think only Ray and Winston smoked, and Ray definitely smoked the one time when they were fighting Slimer. He had the cigarette stuck on his lip.
That's
I
the
don't
gimme,
think-
yeah.
I don't think Peter or I know Egon definitely didn't smoke. I don't think Peter did. Now it's only the Ghostbusters, right? It's not any other
Only
characters.
the Ghostbusters, no other characters.
And then I
Peter
don't
did
think there was.
smoke. Peter did smoke. He in the scene, he's smoking and somebody's talking to him, and he's blank face, and he's just smoking a cigarette hanging out of his mouth.
See, now you guys are getting the benefit of the co-op for this.
Yeah. So Bill Murray does smoke, for sure, for one scene.
Well, anyways, I think he overshot. I seriously,
Now that I
can't
think about it,
picture him
yes,
smoking. I can't picture him smoking.
I think
But
Janine's talking to him about something, and he's just totally
Right.
he's ghosting her.
Right. Okay. Yes. Okay. So, I think it was 5 times, because there was that. There was Ray with Slimer. When they're down in the containment unit, both Ray and Winston are smoking, and then Winston smokes again in Ecto 1 when he's talking to Ray about the Bible and the dead rising from the grave. So I think there was only 5 times that they smoked. But I think J-Rock really overshot it. I'm just gonna go with one.
I did. Yeah, you got
I'm gonna do the Price is Right thing and go with 1.
Go with 1. I'm gonna
That's
rethink.
right.
I'm gonna rethink this question for future
Too late.
trivia things. No.
Okay,
I'm
figure
gonna
for the
rethink
future.
this style because I don't want people to just say the lowest common
Yeah,
denominator.
or
thing
one
and then shade it
over.
for it. Yeah.
$1, Bob.
2.
Yeah. All right.
$2, Bob.
So J-Rock went with 20, which he admits is an overshot. Kevin went with 1, which he is doing just to be cheap and try to win. And unfortunately, that worked in Kevin's favor. He did get the closest without going over. The actual number is 10.
Oh,
And
it's like halfway. Oh my God.
3 Ghostbusters smoke. Egon is the only one who has never seen smoking.
He's too smart to smoke.
He's too smart. The first one was Ray working on the Ecto-1. When Dana Barrett enters, he does have a cigarette hanging out of his mouth.
Right.
The second was also Ray at the Sedgwick Hotel when they're chasing Slimer. The third one and fourth one were Ray and Peter when Winston was hired. They both enter with a cigarette in their mouths.
And they're covered in slime, too.
They're covered in slime and they hand
EPA
Winston the
was
ghost traps. Welcome aboard.
Right.
The fifth is Peter when Walter Peck enters. He's meeting with the EPA guy.
EPA, what's he want? Yeah.
Yeah. The sixth is Ray and the seventh is Winston during the Twinkie scene outside of the containment unit. The eighth is Ray and the ninth is Winston again in the car at night. Ray is smoking alongside Winston as they're driving and talking about the Bible.
Right.
And the 10th and final is also Ray, who is the heaviest smoker of the bunch. Yeah, at the end, during the end credits, over his credit. Yeah.
Oh, so they didn't advertise tobacco in the second one, eh?
No. They cut it. That was also mentioned in that documentary. Well, congratulations, guys. The final tally here is Kevin with a whopping 42 points.
Yeah.
And J-Rock following up with 26 points. So the winner and champion...
It is on. It is on like Donkey Kong.
The winner
On
and
what?
champion, the winner of the fantastic Retro Fandango Ghostbusters keychain is our very own Buried on Mars. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
Congratulations, Art. I'm glad I lost to somebody who's a true fan and knows the stuff that you do. Okay, that's genuine.
Well, that's very gracious of you, and thanks, J-Rock. But
my tattoo's better
talking.
than yours.
You can stop talking now because I nearly doubled the points you got. So yeah.
Oh, because that was a $1 Bob question. You won by 1. If I said 19, we would have been halfway, right?
Listen, it's what Peter Venkman would have done. He would have said 1.
Yeah.
So
Should I try to close this out, or are you guys just going to bicker and we'll kind of fade out?
I don't know. Let's see where it goes. We might end a friendship right now.
Well, before we do end that friendship, let's say thank you once again for J-Rock joining us in this Ghostbusters Trivia Challenge. You can find J-Rock at his YouTube channel, J-Rock Game Rocker, and also follow him on Twitter, which is also J-Rock Game Rocker, at J-Rock Game Rocker. Any parting words, J-Rock, before we bring this to an end?
Yes, I just want to say, thanks for having me on. I want to give a special thanks to Buried on Mars, even though he beat me. But Kevin, you brought me into this community, and I'm having a lot of fun this month being on this podcast and everything. And, it's great to be a part of something. When you start YouTube, you're kind of putting your stuff out there to nobody. And, you came along, and now I have people to share my stuff with. So thanks a lot for everything.
Well, it's great to have you join in. Like I said, I'm pretty sure you listened to the last Secret of Mana podcast, but having you come in with your energy, it's just been a breath of fresh air into the club. It was getting a little stale there for a while. And,
excellent.
Yeah,
well, there were a lot of repeat
any stale
performances from one particular club member.
Yeah,
yeah.
I know. I don't know. Why do they keep having him on? I don't understand it. But
It must be for his Ghostbusters knowledge.
probably just raw talent and looks, I think. Those are the only things I can think of. But seriously, a good competition, J-Rock. You did have me on my toes, and
Yeah,
the majority
me
of
too.
those points were on that last question that I did Venkman you on. And Ramvox, excellent game. That was really fun,
Thank you very
challenging.
much.
You know, it wasn't like obscure stuff like who played the third. I was expecting the Ron Jeremy question. Who was
Yeah.
the
Yeah, a
porno
little too
star.
obvious. A little too
Was it?
obvious. So that's
That's
the
too
kind
much
of
out
stuff
there, eh?
you do any basic Google search, you'll find
Yeah.
all the Debbie Gibson and Rob Jeremy and all that.
So it obviously shows that you sat down, you watched the movies, you thought, here's a question that I can ask. So very well
Yes.
done.
You know
I'm
what?
very impressed.
This
with
is
how you
not
said
for you guys. I'm glad you had fun with it, but this is for our listeners, our subscribers, and I wanted to give them something of quality. So I did
it.
my
Who
homework.
are they?
I know at least two of them. All right, well, we're going to close things out then here. Kev, any final words?
No, I think I said it. It's all good.
Okay. Then thanks everyone for listening in on this Ghostbusters Trivia Showdown. We hope you had a good time, and we will be back. The next time you hear Kevin and I will be episode 3 of the Retro Fandango podcast, and thanks for listening. We'll talk to you then.
I guess we should say where.
Ghostbusters trivia.
I guess we should say where they can find that podcast.
Well, hopefully they've already known that because they've been listening to it.
Well, what
If
if you stumbled on this
That
on
is
YouTube?
true. That is true. If you did happen to stumble across this video on YouTube and you are unfamiliar with the Retro Fandango podcast, please go to iTunes or Podomatic and do a search for The Cartridge Club. That is another excellent podcast that you should be subscribed to, and we are piggybacking off of their feed. So if you subscribe to The Cartridge Club, which is a book club for nerds, game club for nerds, book club for nerds, where they talk about video games.
Book club style.
Book club style for gamers.
There you go, for gamers,
Yeah.
particularly of the retro variety, who enjoy talking about old things that are still good things.
Yeah, like for instance, we just played Secret of Mana, but we go into like PS2 games like Shadow of the Colossus. We did a modern game like Dark Souls 2, but a majority of them are old cartridge games from the Super Nintendo. We're going to be doing some Sega Genesis games in the future and that too. So if that sounds interesting to you, you're going to want to check that out.
Yeah, and
you
Chance,
could also
This month.
the game this month that I guess. Where are we in time? We're in
well,
mid.
no, I was just going to say the same thing. If you enjoyed a bit of Ghostbusters trivia, then you're in the right state of mind for their October game, which is Eternal Darkness on the GameCube.
Right. That's a good way of saying it. Good job.
Yeah. So if you're into Ghostbusters, you're probably into Eternal Darkness, which means you should be into the Cartridge Club and Retro Fandango.
So yeah, go to cartridgeclub.ca. Is it cartridgeclub.ca or cartridgebros.ca?
Cartridgebros.ca.
Cartridge Bros. Yeah, go check that out. Go into the forums, and that's where all the club action takes place, and you can check it out and see what games
And
we
the
played.
new layout looks slick, eh?
Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah, so thanks again, everybody. I guess that's about it. We'll finish this up. Nice sitting down with you two guys. Had a lot of fun, and I look forward to doing it again sometime soon.
This has been Ghostbusters Trivia, hosted by Ramvox, and Buried on Mars and J-Rock the Game Rocker, competing. Guests of Ghostbusters Trivia stay at the luxurious Plaza Hotel.